Hi, welcome. It's going to be on 3 specific conversations to have with your adult child before they leave the house. 2 of the 3 are your room, what's going to happen to it when you leave, and life skills. I'll tell you the third one later on. First, your room. When we first bought this house 21 years ago, we had every room filled. Now they've slowly started to leave and continue on with their lives. As my third was leaving this weekend, we packed up the room. I said, this is going to become my office again, but it's also the spare room, which is nice to have a bed when you have guests. We were able to keep some of his things up that he likes. All the rest of his stuff is packed and currently in the closet. The second thing is life skills. Those important things like cooking, shopping, laundry, and cleaning, all those things that you hope that you taught them before they fly the coop, but sometimes they need those gentle reminders. For Christmas one year, I made all of my kids a cookbook, and on it, it says from mom's kitchen to yours. Measuring is optional. I've included all of the special recipes that they have grown to love, so when they want to make something from home, that they have the recipe and they can do that. Cleaning. It's amazing when you walk into a college apartment, all those skills that they have forgotten. When my son and I were walking around to get him set up in his apartment, it was pretty funny to hear a mom saying, "What Windex do you want?" And the girl that we just passed by was like, "I don't need any Windex. When would I use that?" And it just makes me chuckle because we're not the only ones having those conversations. Once in a while, you might want to wipe down your mirror so you can see. Once in a while, please clean your bathtub and your toilet. One thing I think is very interesting about my son's apartment is that in his bathroom, there is a bathtub shower combo and a toilet. That's the only thing in that room. And then all of them have vanities with the sink in their bedroom. So anytime they use the restroom, they need to make sure that they go straight to their bedroom to wash their hands. And yes, this mom did remind him of that as I was leaving this weekend. Please use your sink. Food shopping, it's a little tricky for some of them. I have some meat in our freezer and I was happy to send it with my son, and he said, "No, Mom, I want to learn how to buy meat." There's more involved than just this is the price. You got to look at pounds, you got to look at what kind of meat it is, and then plan for it with your meals. I did buy him some ground beef and taught him how to split it up and put some in the freezer. So I did get him started with that. Watching the prices, price comparison with items, all those things to help them. The third thing is communication. Isn't that the biggest thing? We want to hear from our children. We want to make sure they're doing okay. But every child's different. Every adult's different. We all communicate differently. So how does your specific child communicate? I have one that will call me and want to talk forever, which is great. And then I have others that if I send a little meme or a smiley face, they're good to go. And sometimes I get a response and sometimes I don't. Make sure you talk to them about how often are you going to check in. Make sure I know you're doing okay. Make sure they know what you expect and make sure that you know what they expect. I remember when I took off to college, I was so excited to leave the nest. Do you remember when you finally flew your childhood nest? Remember those feelings, the excitement and the newness of it all. Back in the day, there wasn't a cell phone I could just send a meme to my parents or a quick text. That wasn't possible. We had one phone for the whole floor. How often did you communicate with your family? It's kind of interesting to see both sides of that coin of remembering when I went off to college and now when my kids are going off to college. One more bonus thing, pay attention to your feelings. They're real and don't shy away from them. If you're sad, be sad, but don't stay there. Give yourself some time to grieve. It does happen and it's okay. It's a change and it's important and it's part of life. If you get to a point where you need extra help and somebody to talk to, please reach out to somebody that you trust. When our kids are struggling, we say, "You got this, keep going." And guess what? We got this, we can keep going, and life is exciting. The 3 things: communicate what their room is going to become. Life skills, touch bases with them and remind them what those life skills are that they should be doing. And then most importantly, communicate. Make sure that the communication lines always stay open. Good luck, and until next time.